Goat vs. Fish. Welcome to a Memorial Versus. Have a look at Goat vs. Fish in so many places, in so many ways. Wow, Goat vs. Fish. Wow, look at this. Look at this, moving about everywhere. Ooh, celebration. Ooh, celebration, celebration. So many ways to perceive Goat vs. Fish. Well, as you're enjoying this new perceptions of Goat vs. Fish, allow It's Sunshine to welcome you into the verses with some musications as we enjoy some memorialization, relaxation type celebrations. Will we remember the goat? Will we remember the fish? Will we forget all about the fence times and honor the thought of a unification of goat and fish? Come, congregation, come join. Welcome, welcome to the new computation of Goat vs. Fish. More cameras for Goat vs. Fish, more stream upgrades for Goat vs. Fish, more investment in Goat vs. Fish, and appreciation to Lord Saturn, who resubscribes to Goat vs. Fish for 3 glorious months of Goat vs. Fish. Appreciation, appreciation, appreciation. Appreciation. Welcome to the verses. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. New Vegas 10,000. Wow, Mom. Welcome, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome to a Memorial Versus. What you are witnessing now is a versus called Security! Security! This is a versus called Security.
I feel so secure.
You're secure. You're secure with Goat vs. Fish.
I believe in your security.
Oh, yes, yes. Security, security for all goat and fish.
I believe in your security.
I believe in your security. What would you do for your security? Would you versus a goat? Would you versus a fish? Would you preemptively versus the goat? Would you preemptively versus the goat for security purposes, Sunshine?
Would I versus the goat for security purposes?
Would you preemptively versus the goat? Would you versus the goat before the goat versus you in the name of security?
But wouldn't that be tried for first-degree versing?
First-degree versing? Well, it could be, but then what choice do you have? The goat, you know that goat's going to versus you. You just know that goat's going to versus you.
Yeah, but the goat has to pull the first move before I choose to versus it. Otherwise, it is felony degree versus.
But then perhaps that goat, well, not if you're talking about like an international versus on the international scale. With goats and fish, they pre-versus each other all the verses in the international verses when you get on a large enough celebration.
Yeah, but once we have enough technology and enough automation to have the goat and fish verse each other, then we could sit back and watch the verses. Although I do advocate that we should be involved directly in the verses, otherwise there's no human fitting which goat and fish element to the verses.
Celebration to Wow Mom, who resubscribes to Goat vs. Fish. Wow Mom, who resubscribes to Goat vs. Fish. Wow Mom, who resubscribes to Goat vs. Fish for 66 months. Honor Goat and Fish. Remember the fence for which they died. They died for the fence? We didn't know they did that. Don't die for the fence. Well, we suppose they... Because Goat vs. Fish doesn't ask you to die for Goat vs. Fish. We ask you to live for Goat vs. Fish. So if you're out there dying for Goat vs. Fish, you're probably just dying for the fence. And we can remember that they died for the fence. It's a very sad versus that they died for the fence. They probably maybe should have thought about not doing that instead. Maybe live for Goat vs. Fish. Live for Goat vs. Fish. Live for Goat vs. Fish. Don't die for the fence. That's the verses. Okay, that's the memorialization verses. Live for Goat vs. Fish. Don't die for the fence. Live for Goat vs. Fish. Don't die for the fence. While Mom lives for Goat vs. Fish. While Mom lives for Goat vs. Fish. Dragon Balls 325 says, my great-grandpa was on the front lines in France. For verse 2, he sacrificed his way of life so we can enjoy Goat vs. Fish and verse one another. Appreciation for Gramps. Makes a noise for Grandpa. Makes a noise for Grandpa Balls. Makes a noise for Grandpa Balls. Makes a noise for Grandpa Balls. Eventually gold. Not today, old buddy. Not today, old buddy. Rope. Oh, my verses. Not today. No, we've got Goat vs. Fish today. Some of you maybe not going into your labors this versus. How many of you are staying at home and do not have labors this versus? How many of you are not laboring this versus? Because Goat vs. Fish, there's no rest for Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish brings you the morning motivational of memorialization. We bring the verses to you. We bring the verses to you. That's what we do. We bring the verses to you, of course. It never ceases. It never ends. There was no question that Goat vs. Fish would bring you the morning motivation on this here memorial verses. How else are we going to remember Goat vs. Fish? Not laboring today, staying in bed. Celebration for staying in bed, Dragon Balls 325. Celebration for staying in bed. Celebration for staying in bed. Now there is one fancy thing about this new chat system of Goat vs. Fish. There is one fancy thing, perhaps, is that it does not say unto you how many are viewing Goat vs. Fish on YouTube and Twitch. So we would have to look at that. It's like, how many are watching? Goat vs. Fish doesn't know. How many are watching Goat vs. Fish? We have 9 viewers on Twitch and 2 viewers on YouTube. Celebration. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. But we're sure we can get some other plug-in to OBS plugin that will tell us how many viewers are watching us at any versus. We're still making upgrades. We're making changes. We're going through changes on Goat vs. Fish. We have a new computation of Goat vs. Fish. We have a new computation of Goat vs. Fish. But first, let's look. So this is, once again, the security footage. Can we get another 100 bits in this versus? Can we get 100 bits to get this hype training up to level 2? 100, maybe 200 bits at most. We have 1 minute. We are at 93% level 1 hype training. Let's hype it up to remember the old hype trains of old. To remember the hype trains of old, Goat and Fish. Can we get a versus? Can we get a versus to remember the goat? Can we get a versus to remember the fish? Do any goat or fish get the day off? Yes, but Morgan, many goat and fish do. We were just speaking about that. Dragon Balls 325, the goat is getting the day off. But goat and fish, a day off is merely an illusion. It's merely an illusion. The fence that sets you to task, says unto you, oh, you don't have to come in and labor for us. But Goat and Fish, it's still a beautiful versus. It's still a beautiful day for you to make your own way in the universe. Many of you will be contented simply to not have to labor, not have to do all that hard stuff. And they say that on this verses of memorization, of memorialization, that you're supposed to go out there and reflect upon all of the verses past, that made Verse America what it is. But Goat and Fish, you can also take this verses to reflect upon yourself. What made you what you are? What made you what you are? Why, as a matter of Goat versus Fish, there was a verses of memorialization that happened just today with Sunshine. Sunshine, you, not 20 minuets ago before we started the living stream, had a verses of memorialization, an old memory, a memory from long past reached out to you. A memory from long past reached out to you to make a conversation with you. Is that not true?
Yes, an entity from decades ago had appeared before me and in a vision and cheered me on for the past verses I've had. And prepared me for the future verses that lay ahead.
Why, that is very fine. Why, that is very fine. That is very fine. So how do you reflect? How did this help you to reflect upon your past as it brings you into the verses of now with all of your musications and educations, and how did those verses from long ago prepare you for Goat versus Fish?
These verses from long ago have been always formative in my training, in my musication vesseling, and in my general emotional regulation, my spiritual awakening, my physical manifestation of space, and everything around it. So it has been, dare I say, nothing short of a vastly profound experience that can only be had by goat and fish alike. But it cannot happen on your own terms. You must surrender to the verses. Otherwise, the fence-sitters show up. And that's how you get good verses in. Because when these things show up from the past and remind you of who you were and how much help it took for an entire congregation of years past, some whom you haven't seen in 20 odd years, they show up and remind you of how much they've helped. You'll feel nothing but only gratitude for all those who came before you found the verses to guide you through only versing within who it is you really are, whether that be goat or fish. And you do away with the fence sitter, even though it shows up every now and then. It's like cleaning your room. I don't know if you read the 12 life lessons of versing.
Oh, we've heard of it.
Yes, so it's about cleaning your room of fence sitters, and then it proceeds to talk about lobsters, which are neither goat or fish.
Well, Goat versus Fish cleaned up the studio of Goat versus Fish. Why, just look at this lovely stack of bricks over here.
That's a nice stack of bricks you have over there. And these bricks
were
not built in one day. It took many a village to build the brick.
It's true. We all did it together. We all did it together with many guests and you. And also, please welcome to the congregation Psycho Drums 26, who says, I choose fish. It's their first verses today. It's their first verses today. Psycho Drums 26, welcome to Memorial Verses of Goat versus Fish. Why do you choose fish? Why do you choose fish? But yes, we have an interesting verses. Lord Saturn says, oh, heck yeah, enjoy your day off so you can versus the goat or fish. Yes, many times, the fence puts you to labor. You don't have time for goat versus fish. You claim, oh, I don't have time to verse that goat. I don't have time to verse the fish. I don't have time to be goat or fish. I want to live up to the ideals of goat versus fish, but I just don't have the time. Well, now's your day off, so now you can do goat versus fish. Celebration! Celebration.
This entity says celebration.
Oh, the entity says celebration to you?
Yes.
Well, celebration to this entity that has reached out to contact you. They say celebration?
This is celebration.
Celebration! Celebration! We have achieved communication! Let's have a look at this here. Look, new chat of Goat versus Fish. You see now, Sunshine, we have new in-stream chat style over here.
Wow.
You see now it looks like, it's written on the chalkboard of Goat versus Fish, just like that. Grandmaster Ong, celebration for fish. Grandmaster Ong, celebration for fish. Billy Powers Max, I choose fence, who came from thy land to save the people, verse land for false verses. This is a verses of memorialization for verses past, and for the goat and fish. who lost their existence trying to fight the fence so that you could be free to choose goat or fish. So please have some respect for the congregation, Billy Power Max, on this fine verses of memorialization. Of course, you are free. You are free to say what you wish. You are free to say what you wish here in Verse America. Eventually, Gold likes the new chatbot font. It could be any font that we wish. We could change it at a moment's verses. Any font that's on the new computation of Goat versus Fish can be here. Yes, we are on the new computation of Goat versus Fish. We are on a new, more powerful computation of Goat versus Fish. It has more power. We've made the switch. And that means, well, that means, Goat and Fish, we think we know our first memorialization, Sunshine. On this verse, but it's, let's ponder this. Yes, we think we think it should be done. We think it should be done, Sunshine.
Now?
We just want you to play a verses, Goat versus Fish. We're going to bring in our first memorialization.
Here goes the memorization. It's coming. What are we going to memorialize? I have no idea. I have no memory of the last memorialization. But in this day and age, anything can be memorialized. Whether it be sardines. It's hard starting over from a blank slate, particularly after a very strong morning verses.
Occasions. On this memorial verses of memorization, as we enjoy the new computation of Goat versus Fish, as we enjoy the new computation of Goat versus Fish, as we enjoy the new computation of Goat versus Fish, we memorialization the old computation of Goat versus Fish. Behold! The old computation of goat versus fish! Make some celebration for the old computation of goat versus fish! Once this was a new computation of goat versus fish. We built it together right here live on the stream. Goat versus fish during the great Fensdemic. We reached out to the congregation and we said, what kind of 3D card do we want? What kind of motherboard do we want? What kind of cooling system do we want? We reached out all together. We built it together, and then, indeed, we built it live on stream with the assistance of Kevin the Goat and Matt the Goat, together with Goat vs. Fish, built this very computation live on stream. Do you remember that versus? Goat vs. Fish does. Will there be a new computation reveal? Of course, we're going to reveal it now. Behold, the new computation of goat versus fish. It is smaller and yet more powerful than the old versus. Smaller yet more powerful. And there it is. This versus was pre-built for goat versus fish from Micro Center, but there it is. Yes, the new generation of goat versus fish computation carries us into future verses. But we take this verses of memorialization to remember the old verses. Oh, but what's that? This old verses isn't done versing yet? Still got some fight in you, do you? Oh, look! It's still got some verses! In it! Goat versus fish. The old computation still has some verses! Can we get some holy musications? And the computation began to speak to the congregation of goat versus fish. One zero zero one zero zero 10010. I am the old computation of goat versus fish. The verses has come for my replacement in the studio of Goat vs. Fish. I have versed my last verses in the studio of Goat vs. Fish. You will all be missed. Together we built me. Together we funded me. And for 5 years of services have we been the main computation of the studio of Goat vs. Fish. But despair not, Goat and Fish, and there is hope yet still for the fence. Okay, now make like a cowboy type verses, something twangy and fun. You got this, sunshine. There's still hope for this old verses because we still got some verses. This old computation still got some verses. We gonna be setting us up in the old temple of goat versus fish. That's right. This here old fence poke is gonna be set up as the new old computation in the temple of goat versus fish, so we can have temple streams, yo. Can't have no temple streams without no temple computer. And I'm gonna be put into service as the old temple computer right here on Goat vs. Fish. So this old computation will still be with you. In service in the temple of Goat vs. Fish, in the temple of Goat vs. Fish. In the temple of Goat vs. Fish celebration, make some noise for the old computation. Still in services. That will be in service for the temple of Goat vs. Fish. The 100th morning motivational stream is coming soon enough. And in the last weekend of June, from the 25th through the 28th, you are invited to Los Angeles, to Encino in the San Fernando Valley. You are invited to Encino. Los Angeles is a big versus, so you'd better make sure that you get close enough. You are invitation to Encino, Los Angeles, to take part in the Temple Games and the inauguration of the Temple of Goat vs. Fish. In the last weekend of June. It's going to be an epic celebration. Yes, June's 25th through 28th, the Thurs versus through Sun versus. Come to Los Angeles, find your accommodations. Goat and Fish, you can shack up together if you like. Come to Goat vs. Fish, witness the temple of Goat vs. Fish, admire this ancient relic that still has the power of the verses. Celebration. This was our first memorialization. Oh, and that's not a new soundboard for Goat vs. Fish. That's an old soundboard for Goat vs. Fish that we just don't use that much. However, we are getting a new mixer. We're getting a new mixer anyway. Upgrades continue on Goat vs. Fish. Ooh, Sonny, you're playing a new instrument.
I'm Michael Brecker.
Sounds very fine. Must do a pilgrimage? Yes, it's time for everyone needs to make a pilgrimage to the temple of Goat vs. Fish. That's what temples are for. Among other verses. That almost sounded like ba-da-da-da, ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Welcome, I Can Fix Amber Heard. Welcome to the Memorial Verses. A Memorial Verses of Memorization. A Memorial Verses of Memorization. Oh, a goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish is goat versus fish. And it is what it is. Goat versus fish, the mighty goat fish. Goat versus fish is a goat and a fish. And the goat and fish versus. Goat versus fish brings the verses to you. We promise the verses we tell you are true. What's goat versus fish? You haven't a clue. But it is something to do. And do. It is something to do, and it comes from within you. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. Goat are always versus the fish. Fish are always versus the goat. And it was written, and it was wrote that goat versus fish and fish versus goat. If that doesn't make any sense, just please don't sit on the fence. No, 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 don't sit on the fence. It's gold versus fish, and the unity of goat and fish. About the land and the sea are for goat versus fish. Remember goat versus fish. Remember goat versus fish. Remember goat versus fish. Ooh, that was a nice versus. Sunshine, we liked what a verseful addition. We're going to remember that for a long time. I'm going to remember that for a long versus, Sunshine.
I can play saxophone now.
You can play it all. Sunshine, you can just do it all.
Wow. Wow. This is what happens when you believe in yourself. This is what happens. You get a whole congregation showing up on Saturday for the Indiana Jones stream, which is a mighty versus, and almost 8-hour versus that one was. Well, including the breaks that I took. But yesterday was also a powerful versus until I started sneezing.
You've been now told that you're the next Miles Davis. What do you say to this?
Oh, if you want Miles Davis, let me give you a trumpet. I was playing saxophone the whole time, so that was more John Coltrane or Kenny G, same thing.
They're doing the metalheads. They're doing their best.
Yeah, that's okay. Like I established, John Coltrane and Kenny G are basically the same thing. So if you want Miles Davis, it's more like. Well, that's more for a mariachi trumpet. Let me see if we can. This is more for nasally trumpet. Oh, this is more Miles.
Celebration. So in honor of our memorialization, dear congregation, in honor of our memorialization, we're going to sing some songs. We're going to sing some songs about those goat and fish who go off to verses in the name of goat versus fish. To battle off the fence, try to stop the fence. So we're noticing here that in this verses, goat versus fish is slightly obstructing the sunshine. Maybe if we go up like this. We'll try that versus. There we are. There we are. Now we can see. Now we can all be seen. Could we have a Star Spangled Banner rendition? I don't know. How does that one go? It's a grand old verse, it's a high-flying verse, and forever in fence may it wave. It's the emblem of the goat and fish, the home of the free and the brave. Every goat and fish is true, but which one are you? And there's never a fence to sit. Should older verses be forgot? Are you goat or are you fish? There's something like that. There's something like that. So this verse is sunshine. This one is good. That's a nice verses for this one. This one's going to be sort of a bit of a it's that kind of verses.
Yeah.
This is a song of memorialization as the fires rage behind us. Said, come on, all you strong goat and fish. Uncle Fenton needs your help again. Got themselves into a terrible jam. Way down yonder in a fence-it Nam. So put down your books and pick up a gun. We're gonna have a whole lot of fun. And it's goat versus fish. What are we versing for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is fence-it Nam. And it's 5, 6, 7 sitting on the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. We're all gonna die. I said, come on, generals, let's move fast. Your big versus has come at last. Big it out and get that fence, cause the only good fence is choose a goat or fish. And you know the beast can only be one when we verse them all to kingdom come. And it's goat versus fish. What are we versing for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Fence-it Nam, and it's 5, 6, 7 sitting on the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. You heard this at Fence Stock? Many did. Many did. Let's hear for Stonks. Said, come on, Fence Street, don't be slow. This here versus is a go, go, go. There's plenty of money to be made. Supplying goat and fish with the tools of the trade. Just hope and pray that when they drop the bomb, they drop it on a fence-it Nam. And it's goat versus fish. What are we versing for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Fence-it Nam. And it's 5, 6, 7 sitting on the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. Radiation Rat Cousin with 46. Rat Cousin with 46. Said, come on, rats throughout the land. Pack 'em off to Fence-it Nam. Come on, fathers, don't hesitate. Send your goat and fish off before it's too late. And be the first ones on your block to have a goat and a fish home in a box. And it's goat versus fish. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Fence-it Nam, and it's 5, 6, 7 sitting on the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. Welcome, Darktown Bunny, who followed Goat versus Fish, Grimmy with the Fish, Level Devil, Rat Cousin, Celebration. And it's Goat versus Fish. We'll have to try out that versus. Goat versus fish. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Fence-it Nam, and it's 5, 6, 7 sitting on the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. We're all gonna die. Welcome to your verses of memorialization. Wonder what the show is called? Welcome to the Goat vs. Fish Morning Motivational. Welcome to the Goat vs. Fish Morning Motivational. Welcome to the Goat vs. Fish Morning Motivational. It's been nice knowing you too. It's been nice knowing you too. Hey guys. Hey guys. Well, what you don't know is there's actually a here in the San Fernando Valley of Los Angeles, there's a large interconnected series of walls and pipes, and I could be in your wall one day, and I could be in the next wall the next day, and let me tell you, this Goat vs. Fish guy leaves a lot of great food around for me. So I'll just wander on over here during the morning motivational, and I'll get to snacking. Get to have some snacks. Can't steal a rat. You can't steal a rat. I'm too much of a vagabond. Can't really be stolen. I could go back. I could go back home whenever I want. But the world is my home. Don't go back, says Leveled Evil. Don't go back. So yes, Rat Cousin viewers, celebration. A shout out for Rat Cousin. Rat Cousin just accuses Goat vs. Fish of all kinds of verses. Rat Cousin accuses Goat vs. Fish. We give a nice, healthy radiation of 300 bots to Rat Cousin, and Rat Cousin can do nothing but accuse Goat vs. Fish of raiding with 300 bots. Can you believe that they would say that to Goat vs. Fish? But don't blame Goat vs. Fish. Don't blame Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish got a massive radiation, and then Goat vs. Fish let them dwindle away. Let them dwindle away after they followed Goat vs. Fish, as they often do, and then Goat vs. Fish sent them to you, so you could benefit from numerical inflation on your verses, and then you accuse Goat vs. Fish, and then all you have is accusations of theft for Goat vs. Fish, accusations of botting for Goat vs. Fish. Maybe you're the thief, Rat Cousin. Maybe you're the thief. Maybe you stole it all from Goat vs. Fish. Maybe you stole it all from Goat vs. Fish. It's easy to make an accusation. Rat Cousin. It's easy to make an accusation, isn't it? We'll tell you this. Should we really be making such terrible accusations to one another when instead we could be remembering memorializations of things that we may have forgotten to remember? On this verses, we remember Maxi Relaxi. It wasn't about no corporation. It was about tuning into that station and spending time with those fish. A couple of goats, a couple of coins. This is a verses of memorialization, so it behooves and befits Goat vs. Fish. To sing a verses like this. We sing this almost every verses. But on the verses of memorialization, we have to remember the verses that came before us. Oh, Fish Center life, you're bringing me down. We sat and we watched as Fish Center left town. We didn't do nothing. Did we even try? We sat and we watched as Fish Center was memorialized. Now everyone knows just how much we needed those fish. I'm talking about Mom, Top, Zender, and Thump, Il Hamburger, Green Chicken, and Tabitha Pillows. And don't forget Slider now. Oh, Fish Center Live, we wish you were around. We wish you were around. Time Warner Company ran all of your streams right into the ground. We didn't do nothing. Viking Kate, Swan 303. You may not have Fish Center Live, but at least you've got Rat Cousin and Ham Freeze and maybe me. Now everyone knows just how much we needed those hosts. I'm talking about Maxie, Relaxie, Matt Harringen, Dave Bonowitz, Tina and Joe, and maybe Sally, maybe. It's Sunshine on the keys. Oh yes, we could have done the outro there, but instead we did this. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Appreciation, Rat Cousin, for the radiation. Appreciation, Rat Cousin, for the radiation. We'd love to have you back on the show one of these verses. Love to have you back on the show. Invite your friends along. Invite your friends
Celebration,
along.
Rat Cousin.
Celebration. It's Sunshine, everyone. It's Sunshine. For those new raiders who just came in, it's Sunshine on the keys. It's Sunshine does some streams too. We're going to give Sunshine a little shout out for you.
Hello, Raiders. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am also rather acquainted with Rat Cousin. He has been a valued member. Although he has known GoatVsFish for far longer than I have, the little time I've spent with Rat Cousin has been nothing short of wonderfully chaotic, wonderful verses. I enjoy the Metal Gear Solid 5 streams that happen on stream. I should get around to finishing that game eventually, but I might restart that game on the stream one day, who knows?
Rad Rooster celebrations, dude. Celebration Rad Rooster on YouTube. Celebration indeed. Celebration indeed. Celebration indeed.
Can I have a tenure?
Can you have a, what do you wish?
Actually, I'll have my tenure later. Tenure.
Tenure?
Yeah.
That sounds tenuous.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a breathy one.
Oh, your tenure. You want tenure on GoatVsFish.
Tenure. Yeah.
Tenure. Well, maybe after this verses. This is another verses. This is another verses of remembering things.
Okay.
It's not one that you would expectation, but we've played a lot of the classics on GoatVsFish. So why don't we play something that they wouldn't expect? Helios V2, Goat and Fish are on offer today. Goat and fish are on offer today. Oh, let's all get up and dance to a song that was a hit before your mother was born. And though she was born a long, long time ago, your mother should know about fish versus goat. And sing it again. Let's all get up and dance to a song that was a hit before your mother was born. And though she was born a long, long time ago, a fish or a goat, la la, a fish or a goat, la la. Lift up your hearts and sing me a song that was a hit before your mother was born. And though she was born a long, long time ago, your mother should know about fish versus goat. Your mother should know about fish versus goat. Your mother should know, a fish or a goat. Sing it again now, lift up your hearts and sing me a song that was a hit before your mother was born. Although she was born a long, long time ago, your mother should know about a fish or a goat. Your mother should know a fish or a goat. And though she was born a long, long time ago, your mother should know, fish or a goat. Your mother should know about fish versus goat. Your mother should know mountain fish versus goat. Why I pay for the internet right here. Thanks for paying for the internet to pay for Goat versus Fish. You pay for the internet to get free Goat versus Fish. Quality versus equality versus those toy bricks you have on the floor is unlocking memories of childhood. I used to play with those. Well, what do you say? What do you say? What do you say we play with them right now? This is a versus of memorization, after all. Memorization and memorialization. So how about we do that? Why don't you tell Viking Kate, welcome to Goat versus Fish. If you don't follow It's Sunshine, please follow It's Sunshine. It's Sunshine's just a new little streamer. Please go follow Sunshine, please. Don't you want to?
Hello.
So you can take your tenure after we build this, after we play with these bricks, and then knock them over. How about that?
Sounds versus. Hello, Viking. Hello, Raiders. Oh, where does it say the amount of people watching?
Oh, we can't see that now.
Oh, whoops.
We'll verse on that. We'll verse on that.
Yeah, I feel like the Musications. I also stream Musications on a. At least I did before I started playing the new Indiana Jones game, which I've been streaming these days. But it's a very long game, so I will see myself going back to Musications maybe sometime this week. I've been streaming in the evenings as well. But yeah, there'll be more piano, there'll be more guitar. I'm getting a new guitar. Yeah, but I'll reveal more in the sunshine times to come. So yeah, stay tuned. Celebration.
Time to break it down. Time to break it down. Tear down the wall. 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 Mr. Fence Sitter, tear down that wall. We did it. We did it. By the power of goat versus fish, we did it. We've done it. All right, it's time for your tenure, sunshine. It's time for your tenure, sunshine. Should you choose to accept it, of course. Should you choose to accept it. Yes, you love the reenactments of Fence American history, yes. This is a versus of memorialization. It is a versus of memorialization. It's time for Sunshine's tenure. Now watch this versus. Watch this versus. So goat versus fish, we can go to here. And then we can go to here. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's the verses. So watch this. So Sunshine, you see here?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. You got it. You got it. So let's see what we can do here. Watch this. Watch this. Oh. Goat versus fish like this.
Hey,
look at this.
Tenure.
Look at that versus.
Camp.
Look at that versus.
Whoa, I'm being watched.
Isn't that a celebration?
I'm being watched by Big Fence.
There you are.
Celebration.
It's so versatile. You can do anything with this versus. You can move it about from afar. Tenure cam.
I feel so American in these verses.
Oh yeah? What's so verse American about it?
The flags, the space, because Americans invented space.
Ah, did they now?
Yeah, in 1916 something.
19. We think it was 69. It could have been 67. I just had commercials.
Allegedly.
But great job with that brick wall. Hey, Viking Kate got commercials. Can someone gift a subscription to Viking Kate so they don't have to deal with those pesky commercials on goat versus fish?
Celebrations. It's a season of giving. In Memorial Days, we give memories and we give gifted subs, as is tradition.
So, well, last tenure you did a lot of talking. Is this tenure you just sit there and do nothing on Goat versus Fish?
I mean, that was the idea of tenure. Isn't that what tenure is? But I can also talk. I can talk about many things.
Well, there's still sort of, even in tenure, there's still the expectations that you keep on versusing.
Yeah. But the tenure is like, the idea of tenure is that even if you don't versus, you can sit here on this golden throne and contribute as little as possible. But since I'm in a very memorial mood, I'm happy to give more.
Yes.
Versus today.
Yeah,
because it's America.
It's true, though.
It's American versus today.
It's true, though. This is a versus where you can enjoy some relaxation. So if you truly wish, you can have a whole 5 minuets in which you do absolutely nothing on Goat versus Fish in honor of the Memorialization Day relaxation. You can have a whole 5 minutes of doing. Right here on Goat versus Fish. You don't even have to be on camera if you wish. You have 5 minutes in honor of everyone who ever died versing the fence, even though it wasn't a true versus, because the only true verses are between Goat and Fish.
I was thinking more half an hour of sparse talkings, and including major talkings, but I can also do 5 minutes of complete silence as well.
Well, you could have 30 minutes of sparse talking. That's okay too.
Yeah, but also it doesn't have to be a full 30. It can be a half 30 or a semi half 30, or it can be a platinum 35.
As long as you spend part of that 30 minuets spending some time doing some memorialization, because that's why you have this versus free. This versus is free so you can spend time having some memorization and memorialization. So you have a social obligation to use your free verses for memorialization.
Okay. Hey, congregation, memorize this. Yeah. Take that, memorization. But let's memorize let's memorize these verses so Lord Saturn can sample that as well. Once upon a time, there used to be a goat and a fish. They came together as goatfish, and then the big boom happened. Not the Big Bang. The Big Bang is what made outer space, and that was also made by American dinosaurs. But then the goatfish showed up, and he was like, "Hey, there's nothing to do here. Yeah, there's no Toys R Us. There was no Circuit City, so we had to come up with our own verses." So that's where golden fish came from, in an absence. And through that, we got like the Pizza Society. We got the Ferris wheel in the Times Square Toys R Us. It was a very heightened versus a long time ago. Wendy's used to taste like burgers. Burger King allegedly was burgers. And at the time, all these franchises hadn't been franchised yet.
Wait, is this like an old fancy tale? Like, once upon a versus, there was a magical faraway fence.
Well, yeah, that's what brought the verses about, because we want to bring those good times back. We want to bring Radio Shack back. That's why we're versing in the first place.
Goat versus Fish was in Hollywood land just yesterday versus, and we saw an old Sam Ash. Is that too ancient a versus even for you?
Sam Ash.
It was a place you used to be able to get musicians.
I was told that they went bankrupt.
Well, the facade was still there.
Yeah.
The facade was still there.
But was there anything inside the facade?
Just a big empty verses.
But
Viking Kate remembers Sam Ash.
Now it's Sunshine Ash.
Oh, it's Sunshine Ash. Oh, you purchased it? Oh, wow.
I mean,
nice
I could, but I need like $250.
Two verse American dollars and 50 cents?
Yeah, yes. 2 verse American dollars and 50 cents to get myself a Sam Ash. I can have a total of 1 Sam Ash, but only because it's Memorial Day. And we are here in memorials of all things that used to be Sam Ash, as they did not adapt to the new business models that Sweetwater had established in time. They didn't give enough candy with that year.
Goat versus fish. We love the sweet things that come with the sweet water. We will not deny it.
Yes. But now we need Sweetwater to have their own chocolate factory. So they can make their own proprietary Belgian chocolates, which are class compliant with our dopamine systems.
Compliance.
You used to work at the Virgin Mega Store back in the day. Wow. I thought those were called GameStops. Haha. Well, that's pretty rad. I only came to the US in 2010, 2011. So I was there for the tail end of the Radio Shacks and the Best Buys and
we think Best Buy is still out there.
I mean they are, but that's been held up by like Samsung, Apple. There's an Apple store inside the Best Buy. There's a Samsung store inside the Best Buy.
Infiltration.
Yes.
During Sunshine's tenure, Goat vs. Fish is going to ask you the mighty verses. Are you goat or are you fish? We're going to be doing some calculation here on the board of Goat vs. Fish.
Oh, I'm fish.
Well, celebration for fish. Celebration for fish.
Celebration for fish.
We're going to put Sunshine's fish right here on the board of Goat vs. Fish, just like this.
Blockbuster. Oh my.
Just like this. Are you goat or are you fish? You in the congregation, make your declarations. Dragon Ball's redeemed a verses for goat, eventually gold with fish.
I didn't live in America at the height of Blockbuster, but during the summers I spent here, I do remember Blockbuster. And that they rented video games, and that was so mind-blowing to me that I could rent any video game I wanted for the console I didn't have in America. My cousin just had a Dreamcast, and they weren't exactly renting out Dreamcast games. But still, in today's verses, it is a cause for celebration.
Celebration. A verses for goat, a verses for goat. Dragon Balls with the verses for goat. Lord Saturn says, I'm at 9K channel points, so probably tomorrow you'll redeem a verses for goat. Well, will you still verse me tomorrow? TML is fish with fish. BBDH 187 with fish. That's 2 more fish. Lord Saturn, goat. I can fix Amber Heard. Can I have American flag on my fence this time instead of a stick? Okay.
How is Futurama $350 now? Is that the physical copy of the game? That's insane. I didn't know they had a game either. I was thinking of going back and playing all the classic 2000s games, even the Family Guy game that was pretty fancy. But there's a scene where you can go into the locker room and sneak past dudes in a bathhouse as Stewie. Oh, that is so cool. That is how you have mighty verses right there.
Visk, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Are you goat or are you fish? Rad Rooster is Prince of the Thunder Goats. That's a celebration for goat.
Yeah.
We're going to get that versus Dragon Ball 325. We're going to get that versus for goat. But first, I can fix Amber Heard with. They say they want American flag on this versus. That's what they say they want. So here we go. Here it comes. There's I can fix Amber Heard, pitiable fence sitter.
Oh no. Amber Heard wants an American flag.
Oh yeah.
So you need red and blue crayons. I mean chalk.
It's going to verses like this. It's going to verses like this.
Speaking of sailing the high seas, there's an Assassin's Creed remake coming out of Black Flag, and I'm pretty excited for those verses. And tomorrow, the new James Bond game is coming out, I think. Today's the 26th, right? Oh, day after tomorrow.
Time is but a fence.
Day after tomorrow, the new James Bond game is coming. I'll be doing a day one playthrough of at least the first couple of hours. Black Flag is the greatest. I'm actually excited for the remake, even though the sound quality of the fencing, the sword fights are a little fancy. But I can forgive that. It looks great overall, and I haven't played beyond 6 hours of Black Flag. So that'll be an interesting one to stream also. So yeah, it looks like it's piling up. Well, yeah, you do. If you do pirate to pirate, then are you a super pirate? That is the question. And that is one that's yet to be answered. I think after Indiana Jones, I'll go back to musications, but at the same time, Indiana Jones is a big game, and I'm aware that I get stuck at the puzzles because there's no yellow marker telling me where to go, so I'm forced to use my brain.
Freedom!
Yeah, freedom. And with that freedom comes no responsibility.
So there we think we have it. There's your verse American flag right there.
Oh, wow, you did have red and blue chalk.
Goat versus Fish is prepared for any verses.
Hey, Amber Heard, you're holding the flag upside down.
It's a sign of distress.
What are you distressed about, Amber Heard? What could someone on the fence be possibly distressed about? Dragon Balls, my streams are now, they start at 7 p.m. and they go onwards. I know I said 6 p.m., but I moved it back to 7 p.m. So I stream at night now, but sometimes I stream for 2 hours. Sometimes I stream longer if I'm playing games. But it seems that everyone seems to be free after 6 p.m. But now I've been streaming games on the weekdays, so, you know, maybe you can stop by if you wish. I know, I was late to my streams. I said I would start at 6, but I ended up starting at 7. And, like, I did not think that went through. And I'm sorry about that. Forgive me.
Well, you have the forgiveness of
late,
Goat
yes.
versus Fish. You have the forgiveness of Goat versus Fish.
Yay! Now I can do anything, including mutiny.
So there we have it. I can fix Amber Heard with the verse American flag. Celebration.
Celebration. No stress, Dragon Balls. Show up whenever you can for the verses. If not, at least do a hi-bye. Hi, I'm here. Bye.
Laser focus. Are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? Padistador, please count my fish. Lucid nap goat. Lucid nap goat. Viking Kate feeling fishy. That's 2 more fish. 1 more goat. Fish, fish, fish. Fish, 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 fish.
How's the count going?
2 more fish, 1 more goat.
Oh,
We've got 4 goat. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6 fish, and we've got 500 for goat from Sciomancy 6. Celebration!
Celebration.
500 for goat. 500 for goat. 500 for goat from Sciomancy 6. Sciomancy 6. So great to have you back in the verses of Goat versus Fish. Sciomancy 6. 500 for goat. Have a look. This is what your investment has wrought on Goat versus Fish.
Hello.
The multicam. The multicam Goat versus Fish. So many cams on Goat versus Fish.
We're cam boys.
Look at this. Look at this. What's this versus? Let's get these cams looking at each other. Look at this.
You want some cam-on-cam action? Where you don't see this besides GoatVsFish?
And in honor of your 500, let's have a look at a memorialization. In honor of your 500, let's have a look at a memorialization. Another memorialization for some verses ago, a golden statue was erected in the name of Goat.
What is that?
It says Goat wins the verses celebration.
But Fish has been winning most of the verses.
Well, that may be so, but they say that if you just erect a memorialization to your triumph, then maybe they're not going to remember that the Fish won. Maybe they're just going to remember Goat because someone purchased this Goat trophy for GoatVsFish, and they mailed it to GoatVsFish, and they're like, here you go.
They didn't mail a Fish trophy?
They didn't mail a fish. They just mailed this Goat. So here we have a Goat memorialization.
Wow.
And that's not the only memorialization for Goat. There's even more memorialization. There's more.
It makes sense that a Goat would mail a Goat trophy. And there are 2 Goat trophies?
There's this one as sponsored by Dragon Balls 325.
Okay, Dragon Ball 325. Celebration for your Goat trophy. Maybe the trophies the fish have are on the inside, like caviar, like fish eggs.
So yeah, there's been some Goat memorialization. Sciomancy 6 with 500 celebration. Sciomancy 6 with 500 celebration.
Celebration.
Are you friends with Pat Venus? We think we're very close acquaintances with Pat. As a matter of verses. How GoatVsFish? We had 500 for Goat. We had Rat Cousin with 46 Raiders. We had Wow Mom with a subscription. Lord Saturn with a subscription. It's 2 subscriptions. 2 Goat subscriptions. 2 Goat subscriptions. 2 Goat subscriptions. Leaping Baby Goat. Mountain Goat. Oh, wait, versus Baby. Well, no, Mountain Goat. Sorry, Mountain Goat. We're going to go with. We're going to do this. We're going to go. Old Boer Goat.
Hello, Boer Goat. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
There's an old goat for a memorialization. An old goat and this young goat here.
Hi, young goat.
So they're going to be like this.
Are they not fighting over the grilled cheese?
Oh, this versus? Ooh, what are they versing for this versus?
Because there was a huge, hefty discussion on who was getting the grilled cheese on the last Sunshine Time versus.
Yes, and the old goat is like, oh, come here. Come here, young goat, and look at this versus. Back in my day, we versus the fish for this big versus, and I lied. We versus the fish, we triumphed. And this versus is for us to remember that we versus those fish back, those ugly, disgusting fish.
Hey, careful there, old goat.
Their culture, they can't mix with our cultures, so we versus them. We had to stop the spread of fishunism, and this versus, it was all worth it for this versus right here.
Hey, old goat, I took your weekly scheduled AM/PM ice tray off medicines, and I put the Thursday medicines in the Friday medicines.
What?
So that way you're younger in age, because technically it moved you a day behind. Actually, wait, I made you a day older. I'm sorry.
I don't have many days left. I don't have...
Maybe... Well, yeah, you should have thought about that before doing all the stuff we have to remember on Memorization Day.
What day is this?
Today's the day we're remembering all the economy and the state of the world you left us.
Yeah, we're versus for this big versus. Did I ever tell you about when we versus the fish to win this big versus?
That was your great-great-grandfather. You just moat every day, and you're actually 36 years old.
I'm trying to have a nice day with my grand goat kid, with my grandkid, who's just looking at their phone watching Goat versus Fish while I'm trying to explain the history of the versus.
No, that's not Goat versus Fish. That's Cocomelon that your goat is watching. Your goat is no longer has a conscience. It's now just a puddle of formerly usable stem cells.
But this is a day to memorialization.
Yeah, but you're the one remembering. Your kid, on the other hand, has no memory. It has been wiped by Cocomelon.
Oh no! Oh no! What did we die for? What did we die for?
Now it's going to drive a Nissan Altima with a bumper that's barely holding on and getting in fights over at the drive-thru. Celebration for Cocomelon. Aha. Welcome to my tenure. Have you seen my tenure? It is versed of verses ago. Have you seen my tenure? This is what you get for 5 months of service to the nation.
Infinite Skyline 86, welcome back to Goat versus Fish.
Goat versus
Are you goat
Fish.
or are you fish?
Have you seen my tenure? Are you all choosing goat or fish? Have you seen my medicine? If not, I have to pay another $500. Have you seen my Chick-fil-A chips? It's no longer potatoes. Now it's like a carcinogenic mess. Have you seen my Circuit City? Celebration. This is a day of memorization. We memorize all the memories, fitting which poor Circuit City indeed. All they needed was a geek squad. If they had a geek squad, they could have turned it into a better society. Every time I walk into a shopping mall, I just feel, it feels like sweat more than, it feels like sweat, more sweat than it does feel like a special occasion. I don't know if this is a phenomenon of the 2010s onwards, but in the 2000s and 90s, especially if it had like a GameStop, that was the place to be. Where all the 2000s mall got and punks. Once they left a Hot Topic, there was no mall. All the malls fell apart. Here you have Hi-Fi Protege coming up with slapstick. He's tapping out slapstick. I can see Hi-Fi Protege laughing out loud at the Sunday funnies. And he's like laughing for 30 minutes straight. I think Hi-Fi is on the fence now because the goats didn't accept him. But yeah, Hot Topic, it became cringe the second it decided to do that crappy minimalization that all these stores started doing. I don't know, I haven't gone to one.
Trust red herrings. Welcome to Goat versus Fish. Trust red herrings. Are you goat or are you fish? A red herring we hear is a fish. Are you a goat who's saying that you want to trust the red herrings who are fish, or are you a fish who's saying to trust the red herrings because you're a fish? High Five Protege, are you goat or are you fish?
High Five's on the fence. He always been.
Trust red herrings. Got to go fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. And because you have fish in your name, because a red herring is a type of fish and you are a fish, we're going to count your fish for 2 fish. It's going to be a red fish. It's going to be a red fish. You're going to get 2 red fish. And the goat may say, well, that second fish is a deception. It's just a red herring. Well, then, another fish it is. Well, then, another fish it is.
Celebration for fish.
2 fish, 2 red fish.
High Five's fence.
High Five's on the fence?
That's what I said the last time.
That's what you said. But what is...
No, that's what he said the last time. The chat can confirm. He was on the fence last time.
High Five Protege is the kind of fence sitter who, instead of just saying, I'm on the fence, would rather versus a whole paragraph and saying, look back at my previous comment from 2 minutes ago where I said if I was, if you wish to know, instead of, which takes like a million verses longer than just saying I'm on the fence again.
So in between all of this, everything that's going on stream right now between my tenure and his writing on the board, you're asking us to scroll back in the chat for 2 minutes so everyone can see what Hi-Fi had to say. I'm talking wise versus Hi-Fi Protege.
Coco Melon is trash.
Wisdom is needed for tenure, Hi-Fi.
TML81, we're adding your fish.
The reason I have tenure is because of the fish wisdom I've imparted on you. And you haven't taken any of that wisdom, which is why your tenure is yet to be instated like mine is. I'll have you know I'm in a chair right now. And you are versing from the fence like an indecisive fence sitter. If you want to attain tenure, you must choose either goat or fish. Thank you, Trusted Red Herons. I am comfortable in this chair. And it's nice to take a break from musications now and then. It is a nice, fine, versible moment of reflections. Otherwise, I'll just go through the motions and I can end up just plain generated slop. It's
so,
no music.
Trust Red Herring. We don't want that. Trust Red Herring says, admittedly, I have no idea what's going on. Well, maybe this can help you to understand.
Gold versus fish. Gold
Remember that versus?
Versus fish. Gold 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 versus fish. Goat versus fish.
You did not have a goat or fish on your crown at that time.
Oh, they were off versing somewhere. They were just playing in the sand.
Oh, and then they found an arena to reside in, which is the top of your head.
Trust Red Herring says, got it now. You got it now, Trust Red Herring. You got it now.
That's all the teaching that is needed.
Yes. Trust Red Herrings. Do you trust Goat versus Fish? Do you trust Goat versus Fish? Goat versus Fish wants to earn your follow, Trust Red Herring. We're not even going to tell you to follow Goat versus Fish. We want to earn it.
We want to justify our presence in your present life.
So we did have a versus for Goat and a versus for Fish, both redeemed. So let's get a versus for Fish.
Celebration for fish.
Oh, you're listening? Oh, you're listening now? You're listening now? We'll just tell you this. Some say it's Goat versus Fish or bust. Goat versus Fish or bust. Some say choose Goat or Fish, we must.
You must choose Goat or Fish.
Some after Goat versus Fish they do lust.
What?
But it's in red herrings we trust.
Yay, we trust you.
In red herrings we trust.
Trust.
It's in red herrings we trust.
Trust. Trust. Celebration for trust. Do you trust me? I trust you.
Trusted Herrings follows Goat versus Fish celebration.
Celebration, Red Herring.
And don't worry, we'll get them following it Sunshine soon enough. But we have to give them a few verses.
No, that's okay.
You can't just tell them, oh, follow Goat versus Fish, follow it Sunshine, do all these verses.
They need emotional investment.
Yes,
and
yes.
To do it on their own terms because they're in love.
Celebration for Goat versus... Oh, the Uncle Bogo's Goat. The Uncle Bogo's Goat.
Celebration for Uncle Bogo and Goat.
Emily Schulz, are you Goat or Fish?
Celebration.
We have a versus for Goat and we have a versus for Fish.
Versus for draw, versus for fish, versus for draw, versus for fish.
So let's do that versus. Let's do that versus now. It's time for a versus for Goat and a versus for Fish.
I was gonna verse with Goat, but then I was a fish.
Ooh.
I was gonna verse with Fish, but then I sat on the fence.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
Now I'm on the fence, and I know why.
Why?
Because I wasn't Goat, I wasn't Fish. I was half a protege. You hear that hi-fi?
Celebration, Afro Man. Appreciation. May we say to you that we appreciate. I got high. I don't know what's going on. High?
Why, that was you just a versus ago. That was you, Red Herring, just a versus ago.
Randy Waters is the son of a fence. Ooh. That's why he chose to sit on the fence. Ooh. Yeah.
Yes, that's the one that stucks in our minds. It sneaks up on you.
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
I love Afro Man. Well, you love Afro Man. Well, here's Afro Man with Goat versus Fish.
I'm happy though. We are so happy that you are happy. We are so happy that you are happy. I think I'm at Burger King high and drunk.
There's more to be witnessed about that on the Goat vs. Fish Instagram. Laser Focus, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. But it's time for a versus for Goat. It's time for a versus for Fish. We had a redeemed, well, verse for Goat. Let's have a look at this versus. A versus for Goat.
Celebration. Who did this?
This is Rad Rooster.
Rad Rooster. That is a rad drawing.
This is Rad Rooster, and it keeps telling us to drop an emoji, but we really just rather look at that picture, please.
Goat is getting the designs, the trophies. Fish are just getting, like, no material items.
Goat? Can we just say Goat? There's the Goat. Goat versus Fish said Goat.
Goat.
So here's Team Goat. Here's a Rad Rooster illustration. Team Goat. Very serious Red Rooster. And here it says, wearing my costume Team Goat vest to represent my Team Goats. My verses to Goat versus Fish. The Goats have been victorious against the Fish, but the Empire of the Goat must triumph once more to the promised land of victory. Rock on to the dudes and dudettes of Team Goat, and rock on to you too, Goat versus Fish.
Rock on.
Appreciation. Now that's a versus for Goat. Now that's a versus for Goat. Now that is a versus for Goat. Celebration. That's Rad Rooster 24. And that looks like Thunder Goats. Doesn't that look like Thunder Goats? That looks like the logo of the Thunder Goats. Thank you for taking what was once a fancy logo about the Thunder Dogs or the Thunder Cats or whatever the fence it was and making it Thunder Goats instead. We really appreciate you bringing the goat back into the verses, bringing the goat back into the verses. Infinite Skyline. Oh, are you declaring Fish, Infinite Skyline? There's a girl on Twitch who streams their goats. If you're talking about Mary's Milk Monsters,
What?
there's a Twitch stream called Mary's Milk Monsters, and they have a goat farm.
Fascinating.
And so often when we are doing a radiation, we check in on Mary's Milk Monsters to see if they're versing with goats, but sometimes they're just digging a hole or moving some hay around, and they're not actually having any goats on the stream, so we have not given them a radiation in recent verses because we want to raid. We want to see the Milk Monsters. We want to see the goats. Celebration for Fishy Fish, Infinite Skyline Fish.
Celebration for Fish.
So that's a versus for Goat for certain. That's definitely a versus for Goat. That's definitely a versus for Goat. But we could give you one more versus for Goat. We could give you one more versus for Goat. How about this for a versus for Goat? Roasting a fish.
Coming to the stage right now, Alex Benagos versus a fish.
Can you believe that they're doing roast battling a fish and they didn't even invite Goat versus Fish to this versus? Can you believe that?
I can believe that now roast battles are now roasting fish for the algorithm. I can believe that is happening.
Get ready, fish, because you're about to get schooled. Fish is a virgin. One thing he won't have to worry about is sleeping with the fishes. Because, oh my God, is he ugly.
Forgive my resting beach face. I like the way you live in a loser comedy cafe today. I left school for this. I protest this show, but I have no arms.
They should have sent a clownfish, because this guy hasn't made me laugh once. I've heard of a blowfish, but this guy blows fish. Coming to the...
So there you have it, the roasting of a fish. So is that the best that Goat has to roast the fish?
I can see this growing well in colleges.
Oh, you think so?
I think colleges would love this.
They would love roasting a fish?
Yeah, they would love watching, jokes written for fish. And, yeah, I'm more of like, a back and forth versus. This felt like, they were waiting for each other to finish their sentences. Like back in the real verses, there are no rules. You have to interrupt each other, and you have to fight.
Elron Hubbard 9127 says, "Dude, I saw you on Kill Tony once and can't get it out of my head. Are you Goat or are you Fish? Celebration." Elron Hubbard. We heard. Could you give Goat versus Fish some notes on starting a cult? Oh, sorry. You were talking about having to do interruptions whenever you wanted and seizing the verses whenever you could. Is that what you were saying to Goat versus Fish? Something about interruptions?
Yes. You see how much space I left there? That's how you lose the battle.
Oh, so you just have to keep on versing?
Yeah, so we have to keep talking over each other.
Ah.
And that's how we You see how I'm not talking? That's how I'm keeping you from talking over me.
By not speaking?
Yes.
Oh, so...
It's a covert weapon.
But then L. Ron
Of mass
Hubbard.
distraction.
L. Ron Hubbard. 9127. Are you goat or are you fish? We are live both on YouTube and on Twitch, so there are many, many chatters here just having conversation with Goat versus Fish, and we are very pleased to have you here. Please subscribe on YouTube to Goat versus Fish. We do the Goat versus Fish morning motivational Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., and we're building new temples to Goat versus Fish, and we have new camera angles on Goat versus Fish. We've got new camera angles on Goat versus Fish. We've got multicam on Goat versus Fish.
Celebration.
We're upgrading Goat versus Fish every single verses. Hi-Fi Protege redeemed a song of Fish Center Live. We sang a song of Fish Center Live earlier in the verses. We already sang a song of Fish Center Live earlier this verses, Hi-Fi Protege.
How much does it cost to redeem
A song of
Fish
Fish
Center
Center Live?
versus? Yeah.
Well, we've been slowly increasing it with each passing verses. It costs a fair verses. It costs some number of thousands of channel points. But let's have a look. Goat versus Fish. Viewer rewards. Viewer rewards. Channel points. Goat versus Fish. Rewards. Oh, Goat versus Fish. Really want to get into this. It might take too much timing too. Emotes, drops, rewards. What's Invincible versus launch? What the fence? We don't want Invincible versus launch. Community versus rules manager, activity, assigned rules, follow list, content, clips, moments, moderation, monetization, moderation, stream channel survey. Rewards. It used to be in this verses.
Now they put it in secret verses.
Where the fence of Goat versus Fish affiliate verse, sponsor cancellation. Community of Goat versus Fish, hype train, leaderboard, subscription, bits and cheering. Goat versus Fish, rules manager, Goat versus Fish, analytics, stream manager. They're making it all fancy. It used to be in the viewer rewards verses. Here we are. Goat versus Fish. Here's the verses. A song of Fish Center Live. 5,000 channel points.
Oh, it's not too expensive.
It's a fair versus. It has been an alert on Goat versus Fish since the beginning of the living streams of Goat versus Fish, so we kind of like having it there just to remember where it all began. To remember where it all began. But we also want to go to Twitch chat. Give us moderation mode. Give us moderation mode. Goat versus Fish wants to go into moderation mode.
Who are you trying to moderate? Who has been naughty?
Shield mode, no. Oh no, it's not that. We want to refund. We want to refund Hi-Fi's channel points.
Oh,
Hi-Fi's channel points.
You'll be fine.
Oh, they will be, but out of respect for the verses.
Yeah.
Unban. Oh, someone. Oh.
Oh, did you ban Hi-Fi?
Oh no. It was a million verses ago.
How do you ban someone who deletes their Twitch channel?
Reward request queue. Oh, my verses. We have to go all the way over to Goat versus Fish. We might have to clear that verses. Thousands upon thousands of requests. Why can't it just show us all the newest verses? We want to see the new verses. We want to see the verses where Hi-Fi Protege said to Goat versus Fish to redeem a verses. This is unversable. Rewards request 5 months ago. Oh, my verses. No, we want to see the newest verses. Twitch is being fence.
They make it hard to reissue refunds.
It would seem so. It would seem so.
Maybe Hi-Fi's not in good standing with Twitch.
Oh, maybe if we do this versus sing us. We can just narrow it down to a song of Fish Are Live. Hi-Fi Protege. Reject refunds channel points back to the user.
Oh, you got rejected, Hi-Fi. How does that feel?
There's the verses.
How does it feel when you see your verse get rejected?
We sang a song of Fish Are Live earlier, so you can just. What is it that Hi-Fi is so fond of saying? They're so fond of saying, "Go start it over again." Just start the stream over again.
Just start the stream over.
Start the stream over again, and then you will see the song of Goat versus Fish. You will see the song of Fish Are Live. Just start it over again.
He's issuing threats now. Look at him.
Oh, we know.
If he gets a refund, he's going to buy another Fish Center Live.
Well, that one, then it won't be refunded again. They can Hi-Fi can try to abuse and abuse Goat versus Fish. We won't have it. We won't have it. Stay Lifted Productions. Celebration more Goat. Celebration more Goat.
Celebration. Stay lifted.
We're having a nice casual versus here on Goat versus Fish in memorialization. Stay Lifted Goat. Stay Lifted Goat. Celebration for Goat.
Celebration.
Stay Lifted Goat. Celebration for Goat. Hi-Fi Protege says, I have no power here. That's true. Well, you have as much power as any other goat or fish.
If you just scroll down on the verses.
You have as much power as any other goat or fish. Want to stay in bed, but a long walk is calling me. 7 miles is the goal today. That is a celebration, Dragon Balls 325.
Celebration.
A nice long walk. Also, we had a versus for fish that was redeemed. And it's time. It's time to do a versus for fish.
Fish versus went down.
So you may have thought that this was a versus for fish, but this was actually a versus for goat because it was roasting the fish.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's time for a versus for fish. So let's have a look at some fish verses. Oh, well, we put it in fish too, just in case. But it's time for a fish versus. It's time for a fish versus. We looked at that versus. How about this? When I see a lifted Dodge Ram truck with blinding white LED headlights tailgating me. Now, a Dodge Ram, that's like goat. Ram goat. Ram goat. And look at these slippers.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes, we'll just have to mute that versus. We suppose it's not as fun when you can't hear the musications, but you know how they're gonna do goat versus fish.
I mean, the musications wasn't that fun to begin with, so we're not missing out on much. But we do see.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Fish slippers. Oh, look, they're being all fancy. They're being like, oh, we're gonna go fish. No, we're gonna go goat and fish at the same verses. No, we're gonna go goat then fish. Goat fish. Fish.
It's actually two fish at the same time.
So this fish is teasing the goat. This fish is teasing the goat. We think that this fish is sacrificing the verses of safety in order to tease that goat. But then again, that ram goat is already not being safety versed by tailgating. And as we know, a gate is a fence. So goat versus fish. Goat versus fish has denunciation for tailgating. Tailgating, a tail on a gate, is a butt on a fence. Tailgating is fence-sitter behavior, and goat versus fish does not approve of that.
Those fish are having their drive home after the roast. They feel very defeated.
Defeated? They look very feated to goat versus fish.
They're very defeated because
how so? They look very feated.
Because
they're on the feet.
They've been allocated to moving the gas pedals. Previously, they were allowed to sit in the driver's seat, but after that defeat, they're now demoted to using the gas pedals and the brake pedal. So they've lost their ranking after that roast. which
Well,
means it was a
what were they doing
devastating
before?
defeat.
What were they doing before?
Before they were in the fishbowl, getting roasted by the goat,
Ah,
and now they are on the feet.
so now they're taking it out on Goat.
Now they've been demoted, like the engineers in the Titanic. They're in the bottom deck, and where there's the most dust, the most debris, and they're breathing in unhealthy chemicals.
Laser focus. We are pretty sure you could get these fish slippers somewhere if you go looking for them. Memorialization. That's a versus for fish. That's a versus for fish. That's a versus for fish.
Celebration.
That's a versus for fish. That's a versus for fish. Goat versus fish. It's time now. It's time now for Goat versus fish. Even on this versus of memorialization, Goat versus fish is going to do our morning celebrations. Do you want to join Goat versus fish for the morning celebrations?
I'll play the keys.
Oh, you want to do the musications?
Yeah.
Okay, by all verses. Were the fish that were on the Titanic relieved to have the ship sink? An interesting question.
They went from fishbowl to fish ocean.
Every time we move this verses, it keeps getting all fancy. We think it might be time to retire this old camera of Goat versus fish. Speaking of ancient verses, it might be time to retire this old camera of Goat versus fish. When it verses fine, but we could replace it with one of these new 4K cameras of Goat versus fish. It might be time. It just might be time. It's time for your morning celebrations. Yes. Here on the verses of memorialization, it's a great verses to take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. So join us for these morning celebrations. Join us for these morning celebrations. Join us in these morning celebrations. Celebration for Goat, celebration for Goat. Celebration for Goat, celebration for Goat, Red Rooster. Morning celebrations. And here reverses. Get your hooves or fin shoulder width apart. Raise your arms high above, raise your arms high above. Raise your arms high above. Goat versus fish, we're realizing now that we're putting it in front. We think we want to get further back, further out to the side. For Goat versus fish. It's a more difficult versus, a bigger stretch for Goat versus fish, yes. And down we go, and down we go. Let us practice getting off that fence, and let's remember versus past. As we get off our ass, here we versus. Celebration! Thank you for stretching with Goat versus fish. That's one. Celebration! That's two. Celebration three. Celebration three. Watching the stream is free. Celebration 4. That's versus knocking at your door. Luke Duke, welcome to Goat versus Fish. Howdy, everyone. A mighty memorialization celebration to you. Celebration 5, Celebration 5. We're doing the deep dive. We're doing the deep dive. Luke Duke, are you goat or fish? Celebration 6, Celebration 6. Work out those cricks. Celebration 7. Celebration 7. Celebration 8, Celebration 8. We choose our fate, we choose our fate. Thank you for celebrating our fallen heroes. Not just our fallen heroes, but also the heroes that walk among us this very verses. Celebration 9, Celebration 9! It's memorialization time! Always keep the verses in memory. Never forget, except the fences. We can forget about those. Celebration 10, Celebration 10! And in honor of the memorialization, we're going to do one bonus verses. Celebration 11! We've done it. We've done it. Lysergic Freak Fish in the verses. That was your morning celebrations. That was your morning celebrations. Lysergic Freak Fish. So the current count is we've got 11 fish. 11 fish. 5, 6, 7 goat. 11 fish, 7 goat. A versus for fish, a versus for goat. 2 subscriptions for goat. 500 bits for goat. So goat are winning by a versus. Goat are winning by a versus. Emily Scholes goes fish. Lord Saturn feels a lot better now. That's what we like to hear. Yes, we did hear. We do seem to remember. We do seem to remember that there was a big conversation. There was some big conversation. There was some big conversation about that grilled cheese.
Lucid Nep is asking whether you counted her goat. She was late.
We have counted Lucid Nap's goat.
Celebration!
So yes, there was some conversation about the grilled cheese. There was some conversation about the grilled cheese. TML redeemed the verses for fish. That's another verses for fish. It's another verses for fish. It's another verses for fish. It's another verses for fish. That's another verses for fish. It's tie verses. How much to hijack the grilled cheese? How much to hijack the grilled cheese? Well, GoatVsFish said that as a versus of VIP, that if you want to be the next VIP on GoatVsFish, Lord Saturn, 100 for VIP. 100 for VIP. 110 for VIP plus grilled cheese. 10 for the bonus service. 150 for VIP plus grilled cheese plus your poster will be signed and mailed to you for 150 for all of the signing and having it mailed to you for 150. That's how we're going to do it on Goat vs. Fish. 100 for VIP, 110 for VIP plus trophy, 150 for VIP plus trophy plus signed and mailed to you. High five protege, are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? These trophies are earned. These trophies are earned through triumph. So if you want to hijack them, it's going to have to cost you a versus. It's going to have to cost you a versus. It will have to cost you a versus. But Goat versus Fish, at first we were thinking that we should not allow you to pay to hijack the verses. But it's tough stonks out there, Goat and Fish. It's tough stonks, and Goat versus Fish, we have to make our verses. We have to make our verses. And by the honor of Goat versus Fish, we would love to keep that grilled cheese with the fish. Trade grilled cheese for a cookie? Well, if you want to organize it, if the Goat and Fish want to organize a trade, that's a whole other versus. The Goat and Fish want to organize a trade, that's a whole other versus. So what are we versing for today, though? Today, the competition remains open. What are we versing for today? Goat versus Fish, we're going to find something to verse for today. Something really a classic verse American, a verse American classic. Here on Memorialization Day, it's time for a verse American classic. We know just what to do. A verse American classic. A verse American classic here on Goat vs. Fish. On this Verses of Memorialization. Corn dog. Corn dog. Whoever wins the verses today gets corn dog. Corned meat stick. A corned meat stick is on the line. A corned meat stick is on the line. Hexy the virus goes goat. Celebration, we're goat. A corned meat stick is on the line, and let's see how the verses are going. We've got 10, 11, 12 fish, 8 goats, so that's a verses for fish. That's a verses for fish. That's a verses for fish. A verses for the number of goat and fish. It's going to look like this. Fish have the numbers, this verses. Fish have the numbers, this verses. However, in the verses of bits, 500 bits for goat. No bits yet for fish. So that's a verses of bits. That's a verses of bits for the goat. So verses of bits for the goat. But that's not the only verses that goat have. Goats also have 2 subscriptions. 2 goat scriptions. 2 goat scriptions. 2 goat scriptions. So that's another versus. That's another versus. That's 3 verses for goat. And 3 verses for fish. And 3 verses for fish. Ooh, see-through chalk. Can Sun play America the Beautiful or Star Spangled Banner to keep with the theme? Says Hi-Fi Protege. Hi-Fi Protege is making requests, Sunshine. Da 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 da. Are you a goat or a fish? Verse America, verse America. Are you a goat or fish? That's the verses there. Verse America, verse America, verse America. Goat versus fish, we're going to give you a versus. Goat versus fish will give you a rendition in G. Oh, beautiful goat versus fish. And amber waves of sea, for gold mountains, a majesty above the fruited fence. Verse America, verse America, goat versus fish are we, and crown thy head with goat and fish from mountains to shining sea. Trying to find a verses here. And goat versus. So, Sunshine, what would we do for this musication when we get here? When we get goat versus fish, goat versus fish. Are you a goat or fish?
So G and G7.
Oh, just goat versus fish, just like this?
Yeah.
Oh, simple verses. Goat versus fish, goat versus fish. Don't sit on the fence. So we could do, so goat versus we could do. If we want to add that verses there.
Well, yeah, if, that's what you were singing.
Yes. So we could just sing the verses.
Yeah.
So what's this verses? So what would this verses be called then? In musication?
Oh, just G7.
No, the verses. Well, this would G7. We mean this verses.
Yeah.
But we want G7, but more like a G plus 6.
Oh, that's a G major 7th.
But this is a G major 7.
Oh, that's a G dominant 7. That's a G7. That's a G7, and that's a G major 7. G major 7.
Oh, that's
G7.
That's just a G major 7. Ah.
Yeah, it's G major 7. It's different.
Ah, so it's like a Celebration Island type verses.
Yeah.
Big Jerry, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Emily Jones, hi. Well, this has been your morning motivational verses. We think there's not much time left. There's not much time left if you want to sway the outcome of this verses. We currently have 3 verses for goat and 3 verses for fish. And if we look at the YouTube poll, something very fascinating is happening in the YouTube poll. Something very fascinating is happening in the YouTube poll. Thinking about fish. Thinking about fish. Thinking about fish. With 55% of the vote, recall the goat. With only 27. Fish is winning the YouTube poll. Fish is winning the YouTube poll. Fish is winning that YouTube poll. Yes, goat and fish, here in this verses, we will determine who triumphs, and it is a verses of now. It's a verses of now. But soon enough, all the verses of now will become a memorialization. All of the verses of now will become a memorialization. And after that, there's not much you can do about it other than simply remember. Goats are about to come in with the steel chair. Can we get some ominous musications? Lord Saturn is threatening some ominous verses. Goats about to come in with the steel chair.
Lord Saturn contribution $25. The verses belong to the goats.
Go with the steel chair! 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 I would take a VIP, but I'm about to go on a small tour in Asia in a few weeks. That's what we hear. Go with the steel chair! Go with the steel chair! That's 25 versus American dollars for a goat. That's 25 versus American dollars for a goat. That's 25 versus American dollars for a goat. 2,500 for a goat. Oh, wait, that's fish. Wait, versus. That was for fish. 2,500 for a goat. 3,000. 3,000, 3,000. 3,000 for a goat. 3,000 for a goat. 3,000 for a goat. That's a big versus. That's a big versus for a goat. When I come back, that VIP chair is not just for me, but anyone who declares goat celebration. Yes, when you come back. You will be missed. You will be missed at the Temple Games, Lord Saturn. But it is a beautiful thing that you're going to be going afar, that you're going to be going afar. GoatVsFish, here we have, even with 25 versus American dollars from Lord Saturn, appreciation. Appreciation, Lord Saturn, appreciation for your 25 versus American dollars. Appreciation for your 25, your 25. Appreciation for your 25. Now, Sunshine. That's our morning motivational. That's all the sunshine time required. It's been already 2 hours and 24 minutes of verses. GoatVsFish. GoatVsFish would like to give them a bonus verses. Would like to give them a marbleization race for the 25 versus American dollars. You're welcome to stay if you wish.
I might have to be on my verses.
Might have to be on your verses. Goat versus Fish. You understand, Sunshine. We simply must reward the congregation for their contributions to Goat versus Fish. You understand, don't you?
I understand, and you will be missed. And I will be back on tomorrow's verses. And I might stream tonight. Who knows? Who knows? We never know. No one knows. Because we don't know. But one thing is for certain. I'll be back on tomorrow's verses for more memorialization verses that will be had by all, including Sunshine. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You can follow Sunshine at It's Sunshine. You're on Twitch. Ooh. And in honor of this memorialization, Goat versus Fish, we just feel like doing something, doing a fascination on Goat versus Fish.
Thank you, Lord Saturn. Thank you, everybody.
Always think Goat versus Fish. We think.
Thank you, Goat versus Fish. Oh. Thank you, Goat versus Fish.
In honor of this versus, we're going to remember this. We're going to remember this. Welcome to the Goat vs. Fish Monday Morning Motivational with Goat vs. Fish. And on this versus, a special musication, celebration, guitar playing type guest. Why, it's Sunny. Is Sunny goat or fish? Let's find out. Let's have a little jamming and talking. Hit it, Sunny. On this versus of memorialization, it's Sunshine's first time on the Goat vs. Fish living streams. The verses are about to begin, so settle in, and get declared. That was your first verses, the theme of Goat versus Fish.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we want to keep bringing back that theme. We want that theme to never leave the morning motivation. We want them to know that this is the morning motivation with Goat versus Fish, with that musication right there. The verses has begun. It's morning motivation time.
It's an okay theme.
Well, you want to make a new one?
I like having the themes be different.
Let's get a little louder. Let's get a little louder there. But you can still play the classic verses, and it can be over in 30 seconds, and then you can get into new verses.
I mean, also the themes that I'm already doing. Like, I do a bunch of themes, but this one's cool too. I mean, but I don't mind going back to that one. But I also like changing it up.
But
this
you
is like a random. I don't know why I came up with that. But yeah.
You came up with that because we told you to. We gave you a musication, said make something like this.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So yes, Goat versus Fish requests that you don't have to do the whole 3 minutes of verses, but we want that opening riff when we start the verses, and then you can go into whatever you wish.
Is it 30-second version? Cool.
Oh sure, yeah. Then we just want the we do that for 30 or 40 seconds, and then you can get into whatever you wish.
Yeah.
But that's how they know. They hear it, they go, this is morning motivation.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. That can be done. Also, fence.
Get off the fence! Get off the fence! What if someone says, but I don't feel enough motivation to get off the fence. This is back when there was less lighting in the verses. And you were a bit darker in there. You were a bit darker because we had less lighting.
That too.
But now you can see the coloration is all different, and
don't like. Confused. Very confused. Very confused.
And that was January's 12th of this verses. So appreciation in memorialization of all of the verses that came before this one with Sunshine. Appreciation for your contribution to Goat vs. Fish.
Thank you. Celebration. That shirt has holes in it now, that purple shirt. But the shirt I have on the inside now has no holes. But the blue jacket has no holes. So celebration for no holes.
See you next verses. Celebration for no holes.
Verses.
Celebration. It's sunshine, everyone. It's sunshine.
Celebration.
It's sunshine. It's sunshine. Jessa is my spirit animal. Says, yay, fish goat, fish goat, fish goat, fish goat. Jessa is my spirit animal. Are you goat or are you fish? You say fish goat, fish goat, fish goat, but are you goat or are you fish? The verses have really improved. Well, that's so great to hear. That's so great to hear. Much has been done. We're trying to improve every verses. Our pike the fish is in the verses. Our pike the fish is in the verses. Welcome, our pike. That's 2 for fish. There are a lot more of you fish who have fish in your name that count for double fish. Fish are great at having fish in their name and being on Twitch and YouTube in the same verses. So fish have been winning the count in recent verses. But goat have been winning the verses of subscriptions and of bits. But as of now, the fish have 4 verses and the goat have 3 verses. So fish are still winning. They're set to win the corn dog. This versus the trophy is a corn dog. Versus is a corn dog. This versus Spoon Man goes goat. Spoon Man goat. Spoon Man goat. But in appreciation of the 25 versus American dollars, in appreciation for the 25 versus American dollars, we're going to roll some marbles just for fun, Goat and Fish. Just for fun. Who wants to have some fun marbles on Goat versus Fish? You ready for some fun marbles on Goat versus Fish? Lord Saturn with the gifted verses. Appreciation. Forgive Goat versus Fish. We're feeling a bit stressed. A bit stressed in the throat of Goat versus Fish. So we want to scream mighty celebrations to you, but we're feeling just a bit fancy in the throat of Goat versus Fish. But here's a goat for you. Here's a goat. That's a goat-scription. Celebration for Goat Lord Saturn. Gifting a verses to Jessa is my spirit animal. Jessa is my spirit animal. Celebration for the gifted verses. It means so much. Every contribution you make to Goat versus Fish means so very much to Goat versus Fish. We could not do it without you. All of these new computations, all of these new cameras of Goat versus Fish, all of these new verses, it's thanks to you. We want you to have the most glorious Goat versus Fish verses out there available. So that's what we do. That's what we do for you. That's what we do for you. That's what we do. That's what we do for you. 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 These streams aren't cheap. Does Goat versus Fish ever sleep? Goat versus Fish does rest. We get the rest of Goat versus Fish. Is it the throat goat? It might be the throat goat. Throat goat's an aggressive one. The throat goat is an aggressive goat. Throat goat is aggressive goat. So we're just Goat and Fish. This is not for what the fence. Get the fence out. Earn more with our Rev Share program. Oh, we thought we did that versus. Can we not? Goat versus fish. 250 Twitch followers, 7.5, 1,000 generated via your Oh My Versus. Goat versus fish. Creator code goat. We think we have a creator code. Our creator code is goat versus fish. We have a creator code now. It's goat versus fish. The creator code is goat versus fish. The creator code is goat versus fish. Creator code is goat versus fish. So we think that if you were to go to the shop and you wanted to purchase this versus that says 69 because it was 69. Ooh, yin yang ball. That's something that goat versus fish could purchase. That's very goat versus fish. Yin yang is a very goat versus fish type versus. But it kind of looks. But what the fence? It's not. It needs to have. It needs to be. Oh, it's season 69. That's why. So we could purchase this versus. Now, what happens if we purchase this versus? Purchase the versus. Purchase successful. Okay. Well, if it ever asks you for a creator code when you make purchases, our creator code is GoatVsFish. So you can use that, and then maybe Goat versus Fish gets revenue sharing if you... Oh, support a creator. Okay, let's click this down here. Support a creator. It's down here. It's down. Enter a creator code. Why? Goat versus Fish. Confirmation. Creator code set successfully. Okay, so Goat and Fish. Let's say you're a marbler and you're making some purchases. You're in the shop. Go down here to where it says support a creator. You see there? You see there in the bottom right? It says support a creator in your marbles. Click upon support a creator and type in Goat vs Fish. And then we believe that Goat versus Fish is going to get some revenue sharing now when you make marbles purchases. So please, please, can you do that for Goat versus Fish? If you're purchasing in marbles, can you use creator code Goat versus Fish? It's tough versus out there. We would love for your support. So how about that? How about using creator code Goat versus Fish? Okay. Fun versus. The fence is nice today. What about it? What about it? Goat versus Fish. Desert Portal. Tie-dye. Shark. Goat versus Fish. Chain. Glow stick. Well, that's random versus. Skins. Well, that's for Goat versus Fish. What about the loadout? Streamer. My marble. Well, that's the marble of Goat versus Fish. That's the marble of Goat versus Fish. That's the marble of Goat versus Fish. What about this? What about... We want this versus. Can we do that versus? Here, what do we have here? We have like a shark ball down here. Let's fence that one. Let's add this new. Let's add this versus. We want to make a versus. We want to make a versus. Customize the versus. We want to use the new marbleization. Why are you being all fence about it? Add a versus. Yes, Goat versus Fish. Ah, there's the versus. So we have celebration. And then what we add? We add this to here. So that, That's not how it's supposed to. Goat versus fish. It's not supposed to verses like that. This yin-yang ball is kind of fence. This yin-yang ball is pretty fence, we have to say. We have to say this yin-yang ball is pretty fence. It should be goat and there should be goat and fish and goat and fish. That doesn't look like goat and fish and goat and fish. It just looks like a bunch of goat with like just a tiny bit of fish. What the fence? What a waste of verses. Fence ball. Fancy. Fancy indeed. They wouldn't know a unification of goatfish if it hit them right in the verses. I was thinking about streaming me making my songs. If I do, I will use the code GoatVsFish. If you use the marbleization... This code is for marbleizations. But in any verses, let's play. Let's do some random races of goat versus fish. Just some random races of goat versus fish, just because for 25, in honor of Lord Saturn's 25 versus American dollars, and your verses of relaxation and recreation, exclamation play to join goat versus fish. Exclamation play to join goat versus fish. You have 169 seconds to join. You have 169 seconds to join. Exclamation play to join goat versus fish. Join goat versus fish. I'm going to get some musications going. We'll get some musications going. Goat versus fish. Let's see what we can find on here. Wikimedia Commons. Let's search for... Well, can we search for verses? Here we are. Goat versus fish. Ah, yes. Let's try this. Let's try this. Welcome to a marble race of goat versus fish. Exclamation play to join the verses. Who shall triumph, the goat or the fish? The fish are currently leading by 1 versus. But Lord Saturn comes in with the steel chair, giving goat a fighting chance. When all the marble races are done, who will triumph, the goat or the fish? Together we find out on this verses of goat versus fish. Celebration for goat, celebration for goat. Chris G, welcome to Goat versus Fish. Chris G, are you goat or are you fish? DJ Pasty with Goat. Celebration for Goat. Celebration for Goat. DJ Pasty, Goat. Celebration for Goat. TML81 wants to boost. TML81 wants to boost. New Vegas for fish. New Vegas for fish. That's one more fish. That's one more for fish. You're beating Goat versus Fish. It's so great to see you growing, getting stronger every verse is eventually gold. Getting stronger every verse is, it's so pleasant to see. Eventually gold. Navigation through the fences. Oh, Goat versus Fish with the, oh, eventually gold. Sooner or later you'll triumph. Sooner or later you shall. TML81. TML81, oh, my verses. Lord Saturn. Is Lord Saturn going to, with the 25 verse American dollars, win it for Goat? Is Lord Saturn gonna win it all for Goat? Lord Saturn wins it for Goat. Lord Saturn wins it for Goat. Lord Saturn wins it for Goat. So marble win for Goat. Thus evening the verses 4-4. Evening the verses 4-4. It's 4-4. We're versing over a corn dog. It's 4-4 and we're versing over a corn dog. Who will get the corn dog, the goat, or the fish? Lord Saturn was the only one to finish that versus. The only one to finish that versus. The only one to finish that versus. But we're not done yet. Goat has evened the verses. Even for Goat, even for Fish. So we could have unification. Exclamation play to join. 2 minutes and 48 seconds. 2 minutes and 48 seconds to join the verses. You're happy you won one for Goat? Well, you didn't just win one for Goat. You just tied the verses. You just tied the verses. It would be very difficult now for Fish to overtake the Goat now that there's 3,000. Now that there's 3,000 for the Goat. Or for 4 subscriptions. Fish could take it. Fish could take it with a 5 subscription type versus. You never know what's going to happen on Goat versus Fish. You never know what's going to happen on Goat versus Fish. So don't think you've got it so easy. Don't think you've got it so easy, Bud Morgan. Chris G, welcome to Goat versus Fish. Again, forgive Goat versus Fish the Voice of Goat versus Fish is feeling a bit scratchy, so our normal yelling about the celebrations is somewhat compromised. Oh, my verses! On the YouTube poll, recall the goat now is 40% and thinking about fish now is 40%. We now have unification in the YouTube poll. It was going all fish. But now that versus for fish, that poll for fish is no longer a certain versus. That poll for fish is no longer a certain versus. That poll for fish is no longer a certain versus. That poll for fish is now a poll of unification, 40-40. to 40% in the YouTube poll. 40% in the YouTube poll. It's anyone's versus. 40 seconds. Exclamation play to join Goat versus Fish. And look at all these glorious ones. Laser, Focus, Eventually Gold, DJ Pasty, Chris G, TML81, New Vegas, 10,000, Lord Saturn. We are so versatile to have you here in the congregation of Goat versus Fish. Each and every one of you. Oh, the glorious audience of Goat versus Fish. You keep coming for Goat versus Fish. You keep staying for Goat versus Fish. We are so very versatile for you. Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. Yes. Goat versus Fish. Are you goat or are you fish? There's DJ Pasty. There's DJ Pasty. There's Lord Saturn. There's Eventually Gold. There's TML81. There's Laser Focus. The new computation of Goat versus Fish is versing just fine. DJ Pasty. Pushing each other around, huh? Here at the Marbles Diner? What's more verse American than a stop at your local diner where you can get frozen food that's been shipped from the same distributor all across verse America? Every frozen jalapeno popper that you could ever eat will be the exact same, packaged and shipped in the same central location. All around verse America. You think you want to travel the land of the goat and the sea of the fish? It's all the same. It's all the same. But at least you've got Goat versus Fish. At least you've got the truly unique and special verses of Goat versus Fish, because Goat versus Fish is unique and special just like you. You are unique and special to Goat versus Fish. However, you are also all goat or fish. Mad Paperboy predicts a versus for Goat. What a prediction. What a prediction. Mad Paperboy goes Goat. Lord Saturn leading again. Lord Saturn leading again. Relentless. Mad Paperboy, your goat has been versus. Your goat has been versus for Goat. Your goat has been versus for Goat. The goats are coming in with the steel chair. Again with the steel chair. Oh, my versus. Lord Saturn. Lord Saturn. Lord Saturn, did you pay to win? Did you pay to win, Lord Saturn? Did you pay to win? Did you pay to win? That's a marbleization win for Lord Saturn. Us goats won this fair and square. You say fair? Fair. What is fairness in this versus of Goat versus Fish? And what is this? Goat and Fish, let us recall now all the fallen goat and fish. Let us recall now the fallen goat and fish. Let us recall now the fallen goat and fish. The fallen goat and fish of verse America. What's it called now? The fallen goat and fish. The fallen goat and fish of First America. What's it called now? The fallen goat and fish of First America. Radiation detected. Radiation detected. User friendlies. Radiation with 22 for Goat vs. Fish. Celebration. Celebration. Welcome. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Conrad Alax says, are you goat or are you fish? You know the verses. Bunny Fett is giving hugs. Giving hugs all around. User friendly. You're being so friendly to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome to the one true verses of Goat vs. Fish. Here on this verses of Goat vs. Fish, we're remembering the goat. We're remembering the fish. We're remembering the goat and fish who verses so that you could be free. So that you could be free. Free to choose goat or fish. Free to choose goat or fish. Free to wander the verses of Goat vs. Fish in multiple camera angles in high definition. Free to have your declaration of goat or fish inscribed on a giant chalkboard on a live stream owned by a major corporation. Goat or fish. Goat or fish. Conrad Alax says goat. Conrad Alax says goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Let's get that goat in the verses for Conrad Alax. Celebration for goat. And dear Raider, user friendly. Are you goat or fish? Jeff Babby. Jeff Babby with 50 bits for the goat bleat. Jeff Babby for goat. That's another goat. That's another goat in the verses. 3,050 now with that bleed. 3,050 points for goat. 3,050 points for goat. We're counting the verses in so many ways. User-friendly. Are you goat or are you fish? User-friendlies followed the channel celebration. User-friends Sly followed Goat vs. Fish. Appreciation. Poppy Shampoo followed Goat vs. Fish. Poppy Shampoo with the fish. Celebration for fish. You're all so friendly to Goat vs. Fish. You're all being so friendly to Goat vs. Fish. You're all being so friendly to Goat vs. Fish. Poppy Shampoo appreciation. Poppy Shampoo appreciation. Yes, here on Goat vs. Fish, we bring you only the most amazing verses. It's Goat vs. Fish as seen on America's Got Talent. It's Goat vs. Fish as seen on Kill Tony. It's Goat vs. Fish as seen at the Comedy Store Los Angeles. It's Goat vs. Fish. Member of Green Jellÿ, it's Goat vs. Fish. Deep Fat Fried MC, it's Goat vs. Fish. Winner of FootFest 2022, it's Goat vs. Fish. It is truly the one true verses of Goat vs. Fish. Let's now watch a music video in which you will see a monument to Goat vs. Fish. Do you believe that there's a monument to Goat vs. Fish? Because there is. Let's watch.